The year 2045, 100 years after The Little Boy and Fat Man, the land of the rising waifus is obliterating the home of the brave. Just kidding, they're already doing it. Jokes apart, has Japan ever bombed USA? December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor. Literally how USA entered World War II. But did the Imperial Japanese manage to bomb the American mainland? Surprisingly, yes. The war that claimed around 100 million deaths has given us enough content for a billion years. 18th April 1942. USA has just pulled off the Doolittle raid. First time America has managed to bomb the Japanese mainland. A bad time to be in Tokyo? Yes. Because of this raid? No. Because of the firebombings that would follow? Absolutely. Now, how effective was that raid? It didn't cause a whole lot of damage to Japanese infrastructure, but it did boost American morale and dent Japanese. Now, it also made Imperial Japan very angry, and it responded in three notable ways. Number 1, invading China further and killing 250,000 civilians because they could. Number 2, attacking Midway Islands and suffering a decisive defeat, losing 4 aircraft carriers. Because, well, they were already dumb enough to think that they could single-handedly win the war against America without any significant aid from the Axis. Number 3, and this is what concerns us at the moment, they started developing retaliatory bombing techniques against the America. Meet Nobuo Fujita-san. He conducted the Lookout air raids in southern Oregon and became the only Axis pilot to have ever bombed the mainland of Uncle Sam. How did he manage to accomplish that? Japanese engineering. They created I-15 class submarine aircraft carriers, which could be considered as today's submarines armed with short-range missiles, with, say, extra surveillance. Now, what did they target in the air raids? You'd probably think, well, they might have went for industries or civilian centers or important infrastructure. You're completely off the mark. They wanted to start forest fires near Brookings, hoping that this would somehow distract America's unholy war machine. At this point, you wouldn't be surprised to hear that this idea didn't even take off. Now, even if you were to ignore the absolute absurdity in the idea that forest fires would disrupt America's war efforts, the area they wanted to bomb, the forest near Brookings, was damp due to previous day's rain, and anyone above the age of 6, which I hope you all are, would know damn well that damp things don't burn very well. The entire thing was cancelled by the Imperial Japanese Navy since they had more pressing issues to deal with, like losing one naval battle after another, and they never attempted to ever cause forest fires again in America. Wrong. You know this video is nowhere close to ending. Let's meet our next contraption, Fugo balloon bomb. It's exactly what you think it is. Attach some explosives to a hot air balloon and pray with all your might to the spirit of jet streams that these will reach to North America. These puny little balloons do hold the mighty record for being the first weapon with intercontinental range. The Japanese did design mechanisms using sandbags to ensure it maintains the altitude and drops appropriately. Kudos to that, I guess. Purpose: to again spread large-scale forest fires and spread panic. Oh no. By this time, Japanese military officials were smart enough. The real purpose, which they revealed once the instrument of surrender was signed and they were interviewed, was propaganda, nothing else. They had more belief in spirits coming to their rescue than Fugo balloons doing something useful. Why do so much for propaganda? If you're asking this question, well, my response is, you're being reasonable. Now tell me, why do I see Russian and Chinese bots spew nonsense everywhere? The simple thing is, Imperial Army still had to show the Japanese civilians who were losing their livelihoods and lives that they are not hopelessly lost. They can still defeat the white demon that is America. Now, the question that we can ask is, how did USA respond? They did not report. Literally, this was the official policy mandated by the Office of Censorship. This was effective because, well, if you don't release the results, then what propaganda could the Japanese come up with? If they decided to make up stuff, well, the entire idea of coming up with these balloons would be useless, as they could have just made up stuff anyway. As puny as these balloons were, they managed to do two notable things. Number one, they caused a short circuit by colliding with transmission lines. This would not be notable unless the short circuit happened literally in Manhattan Project's production facility. Stroke of luck, even if it was insignificant in preventing anything. And number two, these balloons caused the only fatalities on the continental US due to Axis actions. Reverend Archie Mitchell and his pregnant wife Elsie, along with 5 Sunday school students, went for a picnic where Elsie and the children discovered the balloon and the anti-personnel bomb detonated. Elsie and the 5 students perished. Rest in peace. To end things on a happy note, let's talk about Nobuo Fujita-san once again. The only legend who bombed mainland US was invited to Brookings, where he presented his family's 400-year-old katana to the city as a sign of friendship. The entire event went spectacularly well. He was made an honorary citizen of Brookings later, and when he unfortunately passed away, some of his ashes were buried at the place where his bombs fell. Now that's a way to end the video. I hope this video was worthwhile. If so, please do like and subscribe. It's free and you can always undo it. Until then, Godspeed.